Good Sunday morning. It's an odd Sunday morning. We have extreme smoky conditions thanks to wildfires that apparently are in Northern California and Oregon. The smoke just seems to want to come visit Wyoming. We also have extreme drought conditions currently in Wyoming, and so everything around us is yellow. Not only is the light yellow, but the grass is yellow. The leaves, even though it's just towards the end of July, look closer to September. So we have our fall foliage already because it's so dry. And speaking of dry, I've had several people mention to me that they'd like to know how the community well here works in our little property owners association. And so I thought I'd create a video to show that. Some of the things that one needs to know in order to operate the community well. And when I speak of the community well, I believe that much of the same principle would apply not only to our well, but a well that might be in your area. The things that we need in our community well is, of course, is a power source, and this is we would use a generator for that. Our requirements are a 3,000 watt running watts of power. This one here is 3,500 watts. Of course, we'll need our power cord. Along with the power cord, we need to get the water, and that's where this hose comes in handy. We'll need various containers. I'm just going to go fill some small containers today. I've also got larger containers that I will sometimes fill. Since we are talking about well water, one of the things that you'll want to concern yourself with is safety. While I believe the water is probably pretty good and it is tested yearly, to be on the safe side, it's recommended just to add a little bleach, Clorox if you will. I like lemon scented. It's very light, but it seems to work. Now, the instructions for how much bleach to use versus how much water, you can look that up easily enough. I've done this a million times, and all it takes is a splash, a tablespoon pretty much for these 3 containers. And I'm only going to put in the bleach into one because all the water will come together in the end. Let's get busy. here we go. Through the magic of video, a 2-mile ride turns into just a few seconds on YouTube. About the well, the pump, it's important to follow the directions. These are listed in the order that they need to be used. You'll notice the first thing it suggests is to run the generator for a couple of minutes. What this does is it allows the coils to create a charge within the generator so that there's no hesitancy once you begin the process. The other thing is that it's required to keep the pump and the hose open. This allows or keeps it from creating a prevent static lock. We don't want the static lock to generate, because if it does, it can damage the pump. Once the generator is going and everything is open, your hose is plugged in, you can go ahead and plug in the generator, and this will start the pump to function. At that point, you can just let whatever tanks you're filling up, just let them fill. When all is done, again, follow this in the order that it's written here. Unplug the generator and then shut off the hydrant. Failure to do that will create that static lock we're talking about and potentially really damage the pump. And certainly that's the last thing that needs to happen. I would imagine replacing one of those is quite the chore. As you can hear, the generator is running. I'm going to go ahead and open the pump. I guess I should say I'm going to open the hydrant. The generator's been running for a couple of minutes. It should be ready to go. That being said, let's find out. And we have water. I'm going to go ahead and fill those tanks at the end. Remember, I'm going to first off disconnect the power, and then I'm going to shut down the hydrant. Now, you don't want to delay too long between shutting off the power and disconnecting the hydrant, or shutting down the hydrant, because when the power shuts down, it creates a backflow. And so basically, I could remove all the water from the tank the hose is in, or at least down to the hose level. It would just siphon it right out. Okay, as you can see, all of my tanks are now filled. First thing I did, remember the order, I shut off the power. I removed the hose so it won't siphon the backflow won't siphon the water out of my tank. I will now shut off the hydrant, and then it's just simply a matter of putting all my toys away. If you've got any questions on what we've done here today, leave them in the comments. I will answer them. If you wish, stay tuned. There will be a video to follow showing the water on my tiny house system. Since I'm off grid, it is a little bit interesting on what I'm going to do now to take water from these tanks and put it into my tiny house. Anyways, as I said, comments, questions, I take them all. Thank you.